everybody! Welcome to Stacy's Art Studio and Gardens Kitchen. Let's make some all-natural homemade lotions. As on my vlog last month, I talked about chemical sensitivities, and this is just one of the things that we do so that we have all the goodies in life without the chemicals. And I have all of my stuff out here for you. It's a very simple recipe. It contains water, emulsifying wax, beeswax, some oil, some vitamin E, and then some essential oils. That's what's in here. And the items that you need to put it together is a double boiler. So a double boiler, if you haven't used one before, is just a smaller pan and a larger pan and a rack. So you take your larger pan and you put the rack inside it, and then I take about 4 cups of water, put it in the bottom of this pan, the large pan, and you're going to put that on the heat, turn it up pretty high, and then you're going to put this smaller pan right on top of that rack so that the pan that's cooking stuff is not on direct heat, and that way it melts all nice and yummy. Okay, so we have that part done. Then what I also highly recommend for when you're making lotions are candy thermometers. I have 2. I keep one for the water because that's separate while you're cooking it, and one for the oils and waxes while you're cooking that. Then I also have a little stir stick that I like to use. This is a bulky plastic chopstick and I find them to be very useful for stirring these kind of products. You'll need measuring cups and spoons. So, and for the water, a measuring container like this. And then you need containers to put your good stuff in. So these are brand new and all clean, so we'll just put them out. Now you can use glass or plastic. It really doesn't matter. It just depends on what you're comfortable with. And like I've said before, when I make it to send or ship off to some friends, I put it in plastic and not in glass so that it ships safer. The last thing that you need, and this is just one of the things that I do, I've not seen it anywhere else, so it's one of my secrets, is an immersible blender. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that a little bit later. First, we want to get the pan warm, and what we're going to do is put all the oils, waxes in here, but we wait on the essential oil. And the reason we wait on the essential oil is because if you put it in while this is cooking, because it's a natural product, it's just going to cook out, and then you won't get that wonderful yummy smell. So we put that in after we take it off the heat. So right now we're going to start putting our goodies in. Now as far as oils go, it pretty much is your choice. You can get coconut oil, you can use olive oil, you can use almond or jojoba or hemp oil. You can get all fancy if you like. Today I'm going to be using, this is olive oil that's been infused with lemon balm. It is my favorite thing. And also the oil, olive oil that's been infused with lavender oil. That'll probably be my next batch. So we'll just use this oil today. So we're going to start with 1/4 cup of the oil. There we go. I'm going to put that right in here. And then we're going to do the emulsifying wax, and that is 1/4 cup of emulsifying wax. And then 1 teaspoon of beeswax. teaspoon of beeswax. And the last thing that goes in there right now is half a teaspoon of vitamin E. And this is a recipe that I've just played with. Oh, Molly says hi. Something to bark at. Molly has her own little viewing point over here in the dining room. I'll have to share it with you sometime. She's pretty funny. We've tried really hard to block the window out there because she barks at everything. Okay, Molly. Molly, that's enough. But she's found a way around all of our tricks. We have a couch in front of there. We have... Molly, that's enough. We're doing a video. Sorry about that. We have... Now I've got the big planters with the palm trees inside in the corners. We have the shade structure over the front of the window, which we blocked the bottom half so she couldn't see completely out. But she's figured out she can jump up on the couch and then on the back of the couch peek out different little corners. And she's the nosiest dog that I know. Anyhow, so back to what we're doing. So what we want to do is we want this to melt. The oil needs to melt and it needs to get to, and the waxes, that needs to be at 155 degrees. So I've put my candy thermometer in there so I can keep track of that. In just a little bit, we'll heat our water, and the water needs to be at 120 degrees. These are two important elements that create lotion. It's really fascinating to me. It's a scientific thing, and I don't really understand science at all. I'm not good at it, and I'm not good at math or any of that. But it's fascinating how just when you put it all together at the right heat, it creates lotion. It's pretty cool. The recipe I will put down in the comment section below, or the description, sorry, in the description below, so you'll have the exact amounts and you don't have to watch me over and over while I'm cooking this. So it is October right now, and I tell you, it is the busiest month in New Mexico. We are busy getting our green chili being roasted. It smells so good. That starts a little bit earlier, but it goes on into October. We've got the balloon fiesta going on. We've got Celtic Festival out in the East Mountains I'll be going to next week. I'm real excited about that. We've got the raspberries are finishing up north. They finished this week because it froze up there. We've got apples growing in the Corrales, and we've got an apple festival going on. And so in October, there's a lot of festivals going on. And then there's arts and crafts that are connected to the balloon fiesta. I never go and show there as far as my art goes because my life is just too complicated to be dependent on to go to a show and put my stuff up and then be there. So I just depend on the internet for my sales. But it's a lovely thing to go to and enjoy. And it's been really busy. There's just been people all over the place from all over different countries, so that's been really cool. And so October's a real busy month. Oh, looks like we're getting it down, almost melting. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the water in the microwave. If you are not comfortable with using a microwave, no problem. Just heat it on another pan next to your oils. It does not, of course, need to be on a double boiler because it's just water. But it simplifies things for me, so I use it. All right, so and next month when I do my vlog, I thought I would talk a little bit about chemical sensitivity and some of the common misconceptions that we run across as a family, and the most often asked questions of me about the kiddo and his health restrictions when it comes to chemical issues, because it's very confusing for a lot of people. So I thought I would answer some of those common questions that I hear regularly, quite regularly. One of the things I did want to clear up today, earlier I was talking about essential oils and the different brands. That's all the same. But when I was talking about an absolute, I want to make sure it's clear. Absolutes are not natural. Those are flowers or plants that are distilled with a petrochemical. And so we avoid absolutes at all costs. Essential oils, on the other hand, are completely natural. So that's just one of the things that I caution about. I try to make sure it's not an absolute. That's real important. And they're usually with, essential oils, so it's easy to think, oh, cool. But an absolute is processed with a petrochemical. And essential oils, they should be either steam distilled or pressed. And so that's why I like to have companies, use companies, that I can be sure that it was distilled with steam or our pressed oils. So that's why I keep track of that. We are at 155 and everything is melted exactly. So it's really good timing. The water is just a couple more seconds. It wasn't quite 120 yet. So we're going to wait for the water just a couple more seconds and then we'll check and see if it's 120. Feels like it should be. I do this so often I get used to it. With making lotions, it's really important, I feel, not to make a lot of it to store for a long period because it's not going to stay good for a very long period of time. It's not the same thing as an ointment or canning something. Okay, it's at 120. So now this is the exciting part, and I'm going to see if I can show it to you. You know what? I'm going to put it in this jar so you can see it. Are you ready? Here we go. It's very cool. See how it turns white? And now I just realized I made the mistake. I made a mistake while I'm doing this. I did not put the essential oil in. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it in now. And I think we're going to go with, what should we do today? I try to stay away from any hot oils like cinnamon or thieves or stuff like that, depending. I think we're just going to go with bergamot because it's one of our favorites. My son likes it the best. So I'm going to put in 20 drops of that. And then just stir that up a little bit. And now I'm going to show you my little secret trick. And I think I'm going to transfer it to this one. Just because when I put that immersible blender in, it'll just make a huge mess. So we don't want that. I worked hard on cleaning the kitchen today. So we don't want it all over. So what we do, just a few seconds. Stick it in here. Just like that. Give it a nice blend. Now, if you don't have an immersible blender, but you have a blender, that will work too. I used to do that. I just don't have the blender anymore. And it's less messy to have the immersible blender. And now we're just going to transfer it. It smells lovely. It's nice and creamy. It's beautiful. And there you go. Now the next thing you do is you're just going to cover it and let it sit overnight. Now I'm going to finish my train of thought on storing the lotion. So since lotion is made with water, it will go bad sooner than, and an ointment can hang around for a very long time before it goes bad because there's no water in it. But a lotion has water in it. It does have some preservative. The vitamin E and the beeswax and the essential oils have some preservative qualities, but they are not super effective. They are all natural. And honestly, if something goes bad sooner, that's a good sign. It means it's all natural. So that's why I do this every, couple months. I make lotion. I don't do this on a 6-month or yearly basis. It just kind of depends on how much we're using that month. I find in the summer I use my ointments more because my hands and my feet are really rough from working in the dirt and out in the garden. They're tougher. And then in the winter it's drier and I find the lotion to be more comforting. So it just really depends on our needs. I don't do that way ahead like I do my laundry detergents. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was clear. I'll add the instructions and recipe amounts in the description below. And I'm also going to try to do this in sign language next. And I hope it'll make sense. You guys have a great day. Bye.